Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to week 5 of the LCUS. This is second split. I am Kenos, and I am joined for this first set of games by Sig Tau Lord. How you doing, Sig?
I am fantastic. How you doing tonight, Kenneth?
Doing all right. Looking forward to these games. In particular, as you can see on the board, our first set of games is Triple Strike versus Cowbell. Uh, big, big game right there. Going to pull up the standings so you all can be reminded as to why. These both two are battling out for the last spot in our playoffs that will be coming up. Triple Strike needs to go 2-0, which of course has been happening quite a lot in the LCUS, so entirely possible. Meanwhile, Cowbell just needs to take one of these games to secure their fourth place spot. So really, really high octane, lot on the line there for both of these teams in this last game. So let's start off talking a little bit about Triple Strike because they are the underdogs here. Sig, what do you like seeing about from Triple Strike?
Triple Strike have had a rough split so far. Nothing can not the strong performance that they showed last split. But if Game 2 of last week was any kind of indicator, this team's really cut on right now. They're ready to perform and they're ready to secure this final spot in the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely. They've had a lot of really good times when team fights are extended. Like you said, we saw it against Northern Storm. Northern Storm is also really good at extending team fights, but it always seemed as though Triple Strike just had a little bit more follow through at the end there. And hopefully they'll be able to show that again against Cowbell today. And
I have no doubts they'll perform. No doubts.
yeah, no doubts at all. I mean, as was pointed out to us earlier this week while preparing for this set of games, they are the only team that's managed to take a game off of option 12 so far. And that's also one of Cowbell's big accomplishments is that they almost managed to beat option 12. And option 12 being the very dominant force it has been this season, that can't be overstated as to how important that is.
Could not agree more.
Yeah, but I mean, and then on the other side of it, we have Cowbell, who has been showing a lot of promise this split. If we go back and check the standings again, they have actually done a 2-0 victory. I believe that was against. Let's see here. Notes. That was against Take the Lantern. They managed to beat Take the Lantern 2-0. Um, and just been showing some really impressive games against some of the more dominant teams in the LCUS. What kind of matchups do you think we should be looking forward to with Cowbell and Triple Strike today?
Well, anytime we're talking about Triple Strike, you need to keep your eye on that bot lane. Poor Swimmer and CB Hickey, such a strong performing team, but they're going against what I've called in our Let's Talk About the League podcast the strongest synergy in the LCUS, which is Brandana and Mr. Pig. This is a dynamic duo we haven't seen since the likes of Adam West and Burt Ward. I mean, these guys really know how to perform.
Yeah, and of course on the other side, you've got Hohenheim, who did so well on Northern Storm last split. So that's just a real strong strength in the mid lane that you cannot ignore.
Yeah, and he's a player a lot like the majority of our mid laners. Very deep pools with a dynamic set of play styles from mage to assassin. He really adapts to whatever the team needs. He's such a resource.
Hmm. And then up in the top lane, we've got Gotta Get Lucky for Cowbell, who has, I'd say, a little bit of a smaller champion pool, but does make some high aggression plays that have been working out for him more this season than last, or this split than last.
Oh
So,
yeah, most definitely. And what he lacks in depth, he makes up in concentration.
mhm. Yeah. So I mean, I'm as a top laner, I always like to keep an eye on the top lane. So I'm interested to see what kind of those matchups kind of look like, and especially the bans because you have a mid laner like Hohenheim or a bot lane like Brandana and Mr. Pig, there can be a lot more targeting going on than just some general covering through. So maybe Gotta Get Lucky's Kennen and Gnar will get through the ban phase, give them a chance to pick that up, um, while maybe Hohenheim is forced out and Alon Z can pick up a jungler that he really likes.
Well, an effective jungler on Team Cowbell would make sure that you shut down this mid lane. Though as strong as Port Swimmer and CB Hickey are, if you can dominate Hohenheim, you can own the game.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, Hohenheim's rotations are always really on point. And so it's definitely something to look out for in the bot lane. You know, I'm sure Brandan and Mr. Pig are very well aware of the fact that Hohenheim is just a force to be reckoned with. And of course, you got to look out for Alon Z also. So a couple of really good Zac plays coming out of him this split. And, you know, it's just something you really got to look out for.
Oh yeah, with these meta picks, it's a very with the LCUS meta, we have a very strong engaged tradition in the jungle, and with these team fights, you see people like Sedge, you see people like Zac that go in, disable the carries, and allow for sweeping team fights. It's one of the reasons we have some of the longest team fights in the whole world, I would say, here at the LCUS.
Yeah, and I'll be really interested to see what kind of how well Triple Strike is able to draw out those team fights. Because Cowbell can get pretty aggressive to lock things down. But it seems as though we're heading into the first game right now, minute early. Apologies to anybody who's going to get in there late. So let's see how this goes. Once again, playoff placement is on the line here. Who gets in, who gets out, we'll find out right now. Alright, first ban targeting that bot lane, taking Caitlyn away.
It's a very smart pick. She's very strong right now.
Yeah, a lot of really good ADCs right now, I would say, especially in the LCUS.
Oh yeah, not just players, but champion-wise. For the first time ever, we're getting more diverse pool than can they reach and does their Q or W give them attack speed. We're getting some real diversity in the champions thanks to Riot's innovation. Our players are not hesitating to use that to their advantage.
Not surprised to see Xayah banned out here. I'm expecting an Anivia ban in the next 2 bans, unless Cowbell has an idea for how to take her out. So I'm expecting the 3rd ban from Cowbell to be Anivia, but we'll see. And if not, we may see Icebird play for either the first or second time in this split.
Oh yeah, and Von Hohenheim's no stranger to the Icebird. Anivia, just native to it.
Let's see what Triple Strike decides to make for their final ban. A lot of ADCs getting taken off the board here.
I'm angry.
Oh, Alistar. Excellent.
That is a very... Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, take out the mascot. That'll that'll dip their sails a little bit.
Oh, they just lost the moral victory.
Yeah, exactly.
Took that away from Cowbell. But Mr. Pig's shown some strong performance with tank sport. And right off the bat, we do see the Anivia come across. Von Hohenheim not hesitating to put it out on the table and say, "What? Come at me now."
Right. Yeah, that's what happens. You leave the Icebird available, and she gets picked every time. We'll see how they can respond to that. I mean, obviously banning Veigar was a good idea too, but maybe leave Varus or Zac on the table in Game 2, Cowbell. Gotta get lucky securing his cannon.
Very smart, very smart.
But yeah, now I'm really interested to see what this mid lane is going to look like. See what picks we have. I mean, we've seen Ace did very well against... actually, I believe it was also Hohenheim on Anivia by using Ryze. So maybe Primeden's thinking of doing that.
I know that's probably passing his mind because Ryze does play incredibly well into Anivia. I also like the Amumu pick. Between Amumu and Kennen, they're going to have the team fight on lockdown. There's going to be a great need for escape and disengage from team...
Triple Strike.
Triple Strike. Thank you. I was dealing with a kitty.
Yeah, and also getting some CC to prevent that cannon from necessarily engaging as quickly could be a good idea as well. Obviously, Anivia can Ice Wall and stun, but I'd like to see a couple more, like maybe a Leona pick or something of that nature.
I do like seeing the Misfortune come across for Port Swimmer. Very capable ADC, and just, oh, wait, we might have the Malphite secure. We have seen this as a support pick here recently, but no, it is going to be Jarvan. Still, incredible team fighting. If you can land that MF ult, very difficult to manage.
Yeah, Misfortune was wrecking havoc in the LCUS in the first split, just due to her ultimate and the inability to lock that down. A Ziggs pick, interesting.
It does provide you the range so you can stay out of some of that CC that Anivia would want to generate. Plus, good disengage with the satchel charge. Could be an enlightened pick from Primedom.
Yeah, it could be. We'll have to see. I'd be interested to see how. I believe Ice Wall does stop his bouncing bombs, so that'd be interesting to see how well Hohenheim engages with that. Not.
Yeah, I think it's after the first. It's before the first bounce that travel overs. It's travel over terrain, but after that, it does land on terrain.
All right, a lot of ADCs banned out. Still focusing pretty heavily on that bot lane. And I'll see if, yeah, I was going to say, we'll see if top lane pick gets banned out. Gotta Get Lucky has got a long history of hating Nasus, so I'm not surprised to see Nasus removed from the table there.
Mm-hmm. Uh, and I think it would fit very well into what the strategy I think the Team Triple Strike are going for right now. So it was a very solid choice.
Alright, so no ADCs at all allowed. Even though Misfortune was picked up already, maybe they were thinking it was Misfortune top lane? I don't know why they were banning ADCs.
Well, we didn't have the Jin pick come across yet for Team Cowbell, so it was very smart to try and...
I had the sides reversed in my head. Good morning, everyone. Alright, so Jin picked up Morgana most likely as the support for the Misfortune. So who's our top lane going to be against Kennen? A couple of good ranged options are possible. Cho is also still available, but it looks like we're getting the Renekton.
A good sustain. He's a good lane bully, and I might give it to Kennen just in a meta matchup, but I know the capabilities of Shaken from the last game that he played. Oh, excuse me. Woo, that came out of nowhere, folks. I do know the performance he showed last game when he played with Team Triple Strike, so I believe this is more than a solid pick in his capable hands.
Mm-hmm. Braum is definitely an interesting pick, really keeping an eye out for that Misfortune ult. Nivea Ice Balls. The shielding can do a lot for them. I'm just... Yeah, I mean, I suppose that's alright. Plus he gets the team ultimate to help with Amumu and Kennen getting theirs set up. So yeah, I think Braum's a good pick.
Yeah, very much, and he continues to that team synergy where if you try to engage on this Cowbell team, you're going to have a hard time between Kennen ult, Amumu ult, Braum knockup. Very solid team fight. Where this is definitely, they have the potential for engage on Team Triple Strike, but there's a lot more disengaged potential, which could be the saving grace for them.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot there. I'm interested to see how well Morgana's Black Shield plays into all of this. Obviously, will help protect against Braum's passive, Kennen stuns, Ziggs, protect against some of Ziggs' burst. So that's definitely going to be something to look out for. There also isn't quite as much durability on Triple Strike's side as there is on Cowbell's side. So that's something to look out for as well.
Yeah, it's much more late game before you see Triple Strike turning tanky at all, and that's going to also depend on Alonzi's build, where if he goes definitely more engage heavy, faster clear build, he's not going to have the tankiness to survive a prolonged team fight.
Mm-hmm. And so that could definitely hurt them depending what kind of positioning Jin and Ziggs have. Because, I mean, especially if Ziggs gets a couple of kills, he's going to be able to delete most anybody on Triple Strike before they get some durability up.
I agree, but I think that's where the Morgana pick from CB is such a solid pick. Her E not only provides a spell shield, but also an AP shield. So big opportunity to survive a Zigzult for one of those squishy carries like a Nivea or Misfortune.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like we were saying, I think Morgana is definitely a good pick to help try to protect this team. Um, and a lot of it's going to come down to how fed the Jin gets, because if the Jin also gets a couple of kills under his belt, Black Shield's not really going to do too much against him, and so then the squishiness will really turn out. But this is a team that could definitely shut Jin down before he could do anything about that. So we'll have to see how well they manage to engage, who Jarvan focuses on, who Renekton dashes towards, things of that nature.
Yeah, it's all going to depend on team priority if you're able to reach into that back line.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know I'm more than excited for this match tonight. And for those just joining us, this is the first match of the night between Team Triple Strike trying to secure their place in the LCUS playoffs for our second split, and more Cowbell. This is their inaugural split with us here at the LCUS. So I'm pumped. I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm more than excited to see what's going to happen between these two teams. Once again, if Triple Strike has to win both of these games to get into the playoffs, meanwhile, Cowbell just needs to take one game to secure their spot. So really excited to see how well Cowbell does, especially as you said, this is the team's first appearance in the LCUS. And we're going to be heading into the game in just a few moments, and we'll see which team manages to go forward and which will be left on the bench for this split.
Very exciting portion of the game coming up now with our skin analysis. Folks, not only we're going to break down these skins, but we hope you will check out on our LCUS Facebook the very exciting Skin March Madness event we have going on. You can vote for your favorite skins based off of a preset list of every champion in the game, and there is some RP on the line, so we hope you'll check it out. Just looking at these skins, I am going to give it to the very attractive, very seductive Team Triple Strike. Just the Jarvan with those smoky eyes, Anivia with her alluring horn. It just gives me chills.
I have to disagree just because Renekton doesn't have a skin. So it's
fair point. Fair point.
So they're lacking a skin. Meanwhile, you've got Little Knight, Amumu, Blood Moon, Jhin, Dragon Slayer, Braum. Black Frost and Anivia is always great, but Renekton's letting his team down.
It's these small things that new players really need to take into consideration. If you don't get Skinergy, you never get synergy.
Right, exactly. How do you expect to mesh with your team if everyone else has spent money on this game but you?
Yeah, and we do have some real synergy with the Blood Moon skids coming from Team Cowbell. So, this is hard to say.
Well, as we wait on the last few ticks of the loading here from Mr. Pig.
Hope the toast is good once it is done.
Yeah. Maybe if Cowbell manages to win this tournament, Mr. Pig can use the non-existent winnings to update his internet.
That might be a start. This could be a potential win for him. Get that edge for next split, which the sign-ups are up now. Just a reminder, everybody, head to the Facebook, LCUS on Facebook, and make sure you sign up for the next split. We'd love to have you.
All right, and here we go. Once everyone gets summoned in. Come on.
Least favorite part.
There we go.
Hey!
Just a little extra bit of loading. I'll just blame Mr. Pig for that again. Alright. The ban against Alistar will be especially interesting now because now Cowbell's primary intimidation tactic of the Mukau Alistar skin will be gone.
I really hope that Triple Strike are able to capitalize on that because it was a risky pick, risky ban. Oh, big rotation right off the bat as we see Triple Strike and Cowbell lining up like they almost know the other team's there.
Here comes the face check.
There we go, right off the bat. Looks like we are going to see First Blood going over, picked up by Port Swimmer for Team Triple Strike.
Really good job with that binding by Hickey, landing helping secure the kill. And once again, we have an ADC securing the first kill of the game. That's going to be really rough for the bot lane.
If I put money on it, I'd say, and they did pick up a longsword. So that's just going to assist with farming and trades. Ooh, gosh, difficult start for Team Cowbell.
Let's see if they're able to come back for it. Little extra damage on Mr. Pig as well. Took some of that initial engagement, but I'm sure he'll be able to heal that up thanks to his relic shield. I believe that heals both.
Yeah, not a big concern there. Plus, it looks like he did go resolve tree, so he's going to pick up some health there.
All right. All eyes are, or many eyes are on the mid lane here. Hohenheim already landing one ice ball on Primedon.
Solid return with that explosive charge.
Yeah, that is the one advantage Primedon has. His bombs are a little bit faster than Anivia's ice ball, so less easy for Hohenheim to dodge.
Yeah, and the AoE is greater as well, I believe.
We'll have to see. Got to get lucky taking advantage of Kennon's natural range to push Shaken out of lane. Got two people named Shaken in the tournament. That's going to be difficult if they play against each other.
Yeah, well, one is straight shaken, the other is shaken but not stirred.
Well, good to keep that distinction in mind. Looks like Amumu and Alonzi are going to run each other in the jungle. Tin Man dropping a ward down. Getting some poke. Here's that durability, but it looks as though the red buff is really causing some problems here. Primedon trying to help, not doing a great job. Flash is burned. Oh, red buff may secure the kill here. Does not. Tin Man gets away with about 30 HP. Definitely going to disrupt jungle pathing, though.
Oh yeah, as LNZ is going to go right back into it.
Alright, back in lane. Hohenheim is taking a lot of damage from this poke. Gonna have to keep an eye out for that. Does return with a stun, though. Top lane, despite all of Gotta Get Lucky's harassment, he's still relatively behind in CS.
Well, you got to be careful early game, especially in these solo lanes. Pushing it under tower for someone like Renekton who can AoE farm with that Q and get some life back on it. Just very difficult to deal with.
Good last second dodge there from Hohenheim. Back and forth, skill shot paradise in that mid lane. Gotta get lucky taking some hits from Shaken as well. And bot lane has been also a paradise thing here. Brandana getting a lot of damage off on Hickey, though. Hickey throws up the spell shield, and we're seeing how the spell shield doesn't really do too much against Jhin.
No, but it did prevent that Braum passive from proccing and stunning and securing that kill for him.
Right, exactly. Great use of the shields. Braum taking a lot of damage from that, from the counter binding that went off. And we do have Tardis coming in here. Let's see if LNZ can get anything done. Good flash by Brandana, and just by pixels not hit by the Dark Binding.
Ooh, difficult disengage, but very well done.
Yeah, that's where you see one of Jin's biggest issues is his immobility. Had to blow that flash or was going to get really caught out. Lack of wards is really distressing as well. I hope Braum comes back with a couple.
Yeah, and with the abilities went down. Looks like he's a fourth of the way already through completing his quest for the support items, so he'll be getting those passive wards very soon.
Ooh, Kennen might be able to get shaken here. Let's see. Doesn't seem like he has the damage just yet, but a lot of poke coming out. Tin Man caught in the mid lane, not able to secure anything on Hohenheim. And some taunting going on from Brandana. Interesting. Gotta get lucky closed in on, dig some poke. Shaken's back up, healing very well with Renekton here. Natural healing from Doran's shield, no doubt helping him in lane. And both mid laners are pretty low on mana, so we'll probably see. I would imagine Hohenheim will be the first one to go back. But Primedon has been spamming a lot of his spells, so we'll see what happens. Primedon is the first one to hit 6. Hohenheim will be not far behind him. But that means that AoE damage is going to be map wide and something to really keep an eye out for. Still not a lot of wards out of the bot lane there for Mr. Pig.
Well, with the position they're in, it would be very, very risky to try and ward, unless he went around and warded into Riverbush.
Yeah, and Alonzi's in the top lane. Probably was spied out through his rotations. Tin Man in the opposite position. Behind in CS, though. In fact, every lane except for Primedon in mid is behind in CS for Cowbell currently.
Yeah, that initial engagement probably had more than just a first blood effect. Probably really discouraged them.
Yeah, we'll see what Tin Man does here. Looks like he's going for a cheeky invade. Nope. Just popping the candy and getting out of there. Alright, Primeton goes back first, picks up a couple of items. Ooh! Missed the cannon getting taken out. Didn't miss first blood though, so that's all that matters. But yeah, that really back and forth that's been going on in that top lane. I'm not surprised that one side took the other down rather quickly.
Yep, gotta be careful. That's Renekton's whole kit. Cull them into submission. Make sure they think that they're winning.
Mr. Pig thinking about going back. Let's check out the gold here. Does have about 600 gold. Jin will be going back as well for his first items. Misfortune up by about 400 gold in the bot lane. Thanks all to that first blood. Alright, so everyone, Renekton choosing to walk back to lane while Gotta Get Lucky had teleported. And Tin Man is spotted out, so we'll see if Shaken cannot engage on that with Gotta Get Lucky right there. Hohenheim gets blue buff. Primeton does not have blue buff, I believe. Yeah, Tin Man has blue buff instead. And we'll see where the lanes decide end up going now that everyone's got some items under their belt. Braum still... No, did go back. Okay.
Oh, we did see Anivia land the stun there in the mid lane. Primeton taking heavy damage after walking right into the wall.
Yeah, that's, you know, just the damage from the Hohenheim's combo and why you don't want to give, or, you know, don't necessarily want to run into Anivia. But he does do it very well. Mumu is here, though. Let's see if he can land his binding. Ooh, good ice wall. Alright. Too slowed. Not able to get it.
Looks like he will just push him out of the lane there.
A lot of engage going on in the bot lane as well. Port Swimmer does still have that Misfortune ult. Braum did throw up his shield, so there is a brief opening for some good projectile damage while that's on cooldown. But does not appear to be utilized. Tin Man's just general presence in the river there, making Port Swimmer and Hickey a little bit nervous. Might have a three-man fight here in a second.
I am pumped for this to go down, but it looks like he just cleared the ward and left.
Alright, looks like Tyrus is staying though, or LNZ is staying rather. So we'll have to see. Ooh, Renekton might be going in for a big dive here. The stun does miss. Excellent flash there by Primeton. Get out of there. LNZ is sneaking in the backside. Hohenheim with taking a lot of damage.
Oh, good engage. Brandana does go down from that MF hole.
And Pig may go down as well. Lot of chip damage going on in his high health. Does finally get to pop his ult, but Tardis gets him under tower. Don't know why I keep calling him Tardis. Alright. Ooh, Hohenheim pretty low here. Passive is available. Good grab there. They might get him here. Let's see. A lot of damage coming down. Ooh, they bounce him. Maybe not what you want to do. Nope. Tin Man's AoE arguably steals the kill. But good to just get Anivia off the board.
Oh yeah, and that gold is going to be very necessary as they are 2k gold behind right now, only 10 minutes into the game.
And now 3 thanks to that turret.
Oh, Amumu looks like he is making a top lane power play as they try to catch Shaken out of place. Does land the grab. Ultimate comes across. We do see
you don't want to be
Renekton
close there.
Ultimate. Up. Renekton is trying to slice and dice his way out. Looks like he might just make it. Lucky does not dive under tower. Shaken getting out just by the skin of his crocodile teeth.
Yeah, both too cautious and not cautious enough there from Gotta Get Lucky. For a second there, looked like Renekton was going to turn it around, and then Lucky unfortunately gave up his position and wasn't able to secure the kill. Maybe should have retreated toward the turret just to stay to get that distance and prevent the escape. But wasn't able to prevent Renekton from getting away. Ooh, Primeton gets caught. This is what happens.
You got it right when it was trying to come out of my lips. I was way too hyped for that.
All right, Brandana comes up forward, but ooh, just barely not stunned. That was really close. And now Renekton has teleported down to the bot lane, whereas Port Swimmer and CB Hickey have gone to the top lane. They're probably going to get this turret, especially because Kennan's teleport is still on cooldown.
Good way to capitalize. And they're allowing themselves to snowball. Strong map awareness, allowing them to continue this lead, which has grown to 4K gold.
Yeah, it's actually, this is something that we saw out of Northern Storm last season, where it was just really good rotations, constantly taking objectives once the first one has been secured. And it helps, you know, it helped Northern Storm go undefeated. So let's see if they're able to take these lessons and pick up these couple of games that they need. And Tin Man's in a lot of trouble, does manage to avoid the binding though, and should be able to get out of there. Spots Renekton coming and retreats the other direction. But all three outer turrets are going to go down here.
Solid rotation.
Relatively short order. Good stun there on Shaken, but manages to get through the wall. Hickey does manage to get the Jhin there, but is now getting collapsed on. Really good. Ooh, big misfortune ult there. Shields from Mr. Pig does a lot. Good job by Gotta Get Lucky to secure those stuns. Victor comes in, gets a big calling. Rom really low. Tin Man kind of wants to keep going. All right, here goes the Jhin ult. Misses, misses,
two,
misses,
three,
misses.
4. Okay. Very anticlimactic, folks.
Not the best painting Jin's ever done, but I'm sure he'll get another chance. All right, so a little bit of momentum now for Cowbell here, as they manage to scare off 3 of the threats there for Triple Strike. Ooh, but big closing in there from Shaken on that Renekton. Manages to get 1 kill. Gotta get lucky he's going in, taking too many tower shots. 2 for 1.
Very well played by Shaken in his inaugural performance as a team regular for Team Triple Strike.
And TARDIS almost goes down, but thanks to CB Hickey's Black Shield, manages to get out of there. Alright, so 4.5k? No, 5.5k gold lead. Coming out of Triple Strike. Dragon is not seem to be much of a priority for either team because it's an Earth Drake. But I'm sure it'll be taken at some point just for the sake of getting that momentum rolling again. Free objective is a free objective after all. But now Hohenheim, whose egg is up now, I believe? Yes.
Yeah, it was very close there for a second, so I can understand the hesitation. It's not the best little piece of art there when you're looking at it in grayscale.
Right. But yeah, good job there by Hohenheim managing to not get picked off while the egg was down, though that may happen here. Let's see, another good Black Shield coming out of Hickey, keeping Hohenheim alive, not being slowed yet. Lots of flashes being blown as the chase begins. And what a chase it is. Looks like we're going to tour the whole map here, folks. Ooh, good slow by Mr. Pig, but counter slow by Hohenheim. And a great ice wall. Tanks 1 turret shot, tanks 2.
Oh, Minions takes the passive.
Minions get him, and that is going to be it for Hohenheim. Alright, so the chase worked out for him, but now, ooh, nice attempt to try to steal that dragon by Primedon on Ziggs. Twice, almost got it twice there. Taurus a little cornered, but with no support, is able to get out.
Man, great dragon, but I just can't get over that Anivia chase, where that was just bad timing. If the creeps would not have been coming through between that tier 2 tower and the inhibitor tower, he would have made it out clean.
Yeah, really unfortunate. I'm sure Hohenheim's a little upset about that, but did a really good job drawing the whole team out, helped the rest of his teammates secure that dragon. And I'm sure with the objective-heavy play style that Triple Strike is doing this game, they'll be able to make good use out of it.
Yeah, and Cowbell doing a very strong job at holding this lead at 4K, not letting things get more out of control than they already are.
Yeah, it's been hovering between 5 and 4K for a while now, and it can spiral pretty quickly. So glad to see that they're able to prevent that from happening. Might be a little engage coming here soon. Let's see. Good job by Port Swimmer, avoiding those Ziggs bombs, but it does get hit by that one. A lot of wards going down on the Baron Pit, just to see what's going on in that general area, and a lot of just general jockeying for position right now. It's worth noting just how massive Shaken's lead is. He's 3-1-1 with 70 CS over Gotta Get Lucky. Those AoE spin attacks can really clear out the minion waves. I'll be waiting to jump on Lucky if he pushes the lane here. Tin Man's going to get spotted out, though, by that. Big stun right away. Let's see how it works out for him. Another good snare, but here comes Hohenheim. Ooh, Ice Wall to block. Gotta Get Lucky and Tin Man are both in a lot of trouble. I think Gotta Get Lucky is going to die here, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, Alonzi is right there.
Ooh, picking it up with the flash and kill secure after the Herald.
Yeah, good awareness there by Alonzi. A little bit risky. They weren't necessarily entirely sure where the rest of Cowbell was, so it could have been possible that Rift Herald could have been stolen from them. But
they're not wasting any time activating in the mid lane right after that rotation.
Port Swimmer does use the ult, but Brandana manages to get away, and Pig does not, unfortunately. But here comes the Jhin ult, which is going to miss every shot. Does use it to get some CS, though. Alright, meanwhile, in mid lane, Rift Herald's doing a lot of work. One more turret taken out. Hohenheim is really low, though, and of course that egg is not active, so got to be really careful with that. Primedin did use his ult to take out the mini wave, so can't pick off Anivia with that. And of course we saw how Brindada's ultimate worked out. I would like to see Gotta Get Lucky go in there. His ult is down, but you get some good stunts off. Oh, high damage there.
Oh, good heal coming from Port Swimmer to keep CV alive.
Yep. I bet Brandana's missing his ult now. Would have been a prime opportunity for it. LNZ is also really low, so a couple, most of Triple Strike's probably going to have to go back in a second here. That last push and kill combos push the goal lead beyond what is what we should say comfortable for Cowbell, with the score now at 8K-ish. Hohenheim was thinking of going back, but instead deals some damage to Mr. Pig.
That blue buff giving him the durability to stay in.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We got split pushing going on from Shaken right now, but we should get the first turret, and we do, for Cowbell this game. Glad to see them picking up some objectives. Next dragon coming up will be an Infernal Drake, which will be a lot of help for Jhin. Good. There's that engage that we were looking for. Big combo coming down, 2 quick kills picked up, and now Gotta Get Lucky is going to protect the top lane. Renekton teleporting back, or just regularly going back as well to help out his team. We'll see how this damage works out. Big ice ball there, hit on Primedin. They should be able to get this turret though, I would think. It's going down pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, I think it will go down, but we are going to see Tin Man go down in response and protecting the tower.
Yeah, alright, tower is protected. Lots of flashes going down here. Good shield by Braum, I like that quite a lot. Big slope, Brandana, you don't want to go in there. You want to go back.
Very strong disengage from Cowbell, like we had talked about in Champ Select. Just the flexibility of this comp.
Yeah, shame to see Primedin taken, or not Primedin, Tin Man taken down there, but the rest of the team does manage to get away, so that's good to see. Looks like they're setting up for Infernal Drake here. Port Swimmer happily going down and picking up a lot of really low health minions to help extend his lead as well. So we'll see where this goes from here. Not a lot of wards out on the map for Cowbell. That's something you want to see in a game with this much on the line.
No, they're definitely playing not at the top of their level with so much on the line.
But we'll have to see how it goes. Like you said, we did see their Wombo combo come out and pick up 2 kills on this squishy team really quickly. I'm sure they have a lot more of that in store for us this game. We do see Brandana pushing up top with Mr. Pig, trying to get this next turret.
Port Swimmer does catch out, gotta get lucky with the help of CB Hickey, though, with the binding. So incredible play by Team Triple Strike, setting up this Baron. Not Baron, but Drake.
And it does show how dangerous the burst that comes out of this team is. We're going to see a lot more danger coming up in a second here as Hohenheim closes in on the bot lane duo here. Ooh, big dive in from the Renekton. That's going to be 2 kills. You hate to see that. All right. Shaken just dominating in his performance. 6-1. Over 100 CS over. Gotta get lucky right now. But they do. Ooh. All right. Good.
1 for 1.
Yeah. Good counter bomb there by Primedon. I almost thought. I mean, depending how fed he was, Port Swimmer would have been in trouble too. But that's actually the first kill for Primedon, which I'm sure is not where he wants to be. Ooh, good close in there. They should be able to get Port Swimmer from this. Hopefully they go back though, because they got to protect that top lane. See what happens. Hohenheim and Shaketon pushing it down. Brandana is back, gets Ice Wall denied, but that then causes some turret aggro. Good long range poke there. Pig setting up his front line, forcing them back. Let's see, next Drake will be another Earth Drake, which I'm sure will also help out Triple Strike a great deal if they collect it. And now they lose the bot lane turret as well. We're at a 10k gold lead now for Triple Strike. And Cowbell seems a little bit scattered this game. Beyond just, not necessarily setting out what they wanted to do, but they aren't really grouping up very much. They're getting picked off in 1s and 2s.
With the comp they picked, this is a very poor utilization of the champions. But I can understand it. You're being pressed in all 3 lanes. It's very difficult to get a 5v5 fight. Yeah,
I mean that can't be stressed enough. That part of the reason for this lack of execution is just that they're getting poked down so hard in all locations. Really good job moving, applying pressure in all areas. Shaken's Renekton is just really crushing it in this first game, and I wonder how they're going to respond in game 2. But we'll have to see how that works out for him. Let's check out the gold differential here. 2k gold lead for Misfortune. Almost a 1k gold lead. Pig's gonna get picked off here, and that's probably gonna lead to a Baron.
I don't know if picked off was the right word there. I think in most criminal courts it would be called manslaughter.
Alright, grab the crab as well. Alright, so they're actually, looks like they might be bluffing the Baron here. Gotta get lucky, does see that ward put down and wisely backs off. Hickey's trying to go for a pick. Nope, just barely misses.
I don't think the team was really in position to capitalize on that, but I appreciate the energy.
Yeah, get that little extra bit of damage. I mean, this, she's got 6 assists right now, so you can do a lot with that as a support.
Oh yeah, and she's setting on her completed support item and a Zonya's Hourglass, so she's really still a formidable force when it comes to that poke. Her Q probably dealing 400 damage.
Alright, so the Baron has been started. Some rotations here. This is a full team for Cowbell. Here comes the Jhin ult. Is landing some hits. Misses the second shot, lands the third, but that big Misfortune ult just wipes the floor. Good flash by Brandana, getting out of there, but he is all alone.
Good disengage by Team Triple Strike. Oh man, 4 for nothing there.
Yeah, that was really rough. And one of the reasons why we had seen Misfortune get banned out a couple of times in the earlier days of the LCUS, when that ultimate gets put in just the right spot, well, you can see the corpses piled right here. That being said, all of Cowbell is going to be back up by the time this push comes.
And it's going to be a very difficult push because all 3 lanes are pushing in favor of Team Triple Strike. You're going to have to divert your power even more to make sure you don't lose any of these inhibitor towers. Difficult position to be in. I'm excited to see how they try and play out of this.
Well, it looks like they're just going to start pushing the lanes. Without the Baron buff, there isn't too much stopping them from pushing the lanes back in their favor. Gotta get lucky, has cleaned out that bot lane very well. Top lane, we got Brandana going back up there to try to secure that. And we'll just have to see where it goes. We were looking at the gold numbers. We have a 4K gold differential between Renekton and Kennen. So that's where most of their gold is, guys. The big scary lizard.
Yeah, very, very large threat, but with got to get lucky completing that Zonya's hourglass. We're gonna see the gold leader doesn't matter as much as long as he can land that ultimate. That's the whole reason for the pick. Land that AOE stun.
Well, let's see what happens. All the turrets are gonna start getting eaten pretty quickly here, thanks to that Earth Drake and the Baron buff. Alonzi dutifully poking away at the inhibitor, and as the team rotates to try to deal with this, we see Shaken up in the top lane, chunking away at the other turret. But let's see how this Cannonball goes. Here comes all the stuns. Does manage to land one of them. Good hourglass. Big misfortune all. Once again, taking out 3 characters. Pig is going to get away here. Does manage to take out Alon Z, but Jin goes down in response. Primeton might get picked off here. Renekton coming in to try to close that off. Primeton is picked off. And Port Swimmer very convincingly at 9 and 2. That is probably game.
It's going to be difficult. They've got around 30 seconds on the long end, 14 seconds on the short end before the team's up.
Alright, 1 turret down. Looks like they're going for the second one. Should be able to get it.
Yeah, and we did see a Drake ping, so they might be trying to peel out of this. Let Cowbell sulk for a minute before closing out the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, despite how well fed Port Swimmer and Shake are, it would still be a 3v5. With all that CC, it's a scary thing. So back out, wait for your own CC characters, the Jarvan and the Anivia, to get back in the fight, and then close the game out. Plus, you know, get another Earth Drake. Why not? Treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
So that gets melted pretty quickly. Next dragon will be Elder Drake, but I don't think we'll get to that point. So I think at this point the best thing that Cowbell can hope for is some overconfidence coming out of Triple Strike here. You know, they have the game in their minds very thoroughly in the bag, 18k up. So have them, you know, rush in on you a little bit. Use Amumu's ult, use Kennen's ult, and get a 5-man stun and just win off that. Though Tin Man does probably get picked off here. Manages to get out. Oh, big damage coming out on Port Swimmer, actually. Go back and heal, Tin Man.
Very difficult to siege with the comps that they have. Not the best picks. And it does look like, excuse me, Team Cowbell is playing right into that.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Managing to bait some of the super minions into the back turret by the fountain. But that last inhibitor is going to go down, and now it's time for the pain. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Anivia throwing up a wall to block off. Big wall. Definitely put a point in that last level. We'll see. Here we go. Here comes the ultimate, but it does manage to get one stun. Ooh, picking off Anivia. Might be able to pick off a couple of more here. Big Jarvan ult, but doesn't actually get that much damage down. Here comes, all right, here comes Jin. Get him, Jin. Shots all miss. That one landed, but ooh.
Oh, solid double kill from Gotta Get Lucky, showing the reason you picked him.
All right. Unfortunately, thanks to all the inhibitors being down, they can't really do too much to capitalize on this, but staying alive is the most important part of it.
Yeah, I think on top of all these smart team fight picks, they put a rear camera in this team comp because they know how to play from behind.
And with CB and Shaken managing to get away, we'll see where we go from here. So that was the taking advantage of not only just how well the team works, but you know, maybe a little bit of that overconfidence. And we'll see if they manage to get Triple Strike to fall for it again or not. Looks as though I don't think anyone is full build yet. Renekton is trying, but still a lot more options. A couple of good ward placements. I like to see a little more wards if they have them set along the perimeter of their base, just so maybe if they do win another team fight, they can see where the escapees are running to, and maybe they can follow that up with some more kills.
Yeah, that would be a solid play. The one thing they have going in their favor right now is these minions that they've been clearing out have provided a lot of extra gold to finish some items. So we're getting second and third items for Team Cowbell right now.
Good job by Primed in protecting Tin Man as Tin Man retreated. Hopefully Tin Man gets back some heals pretty quickly here. Alright, here we go. Team fight number 2 to close out the game. Pig putting up a good shield here, blocking out a lot of the damage coming out of there. Tin Man jumps immediately on to the Misfortune. Gotta get lucky, almost manages to pick off Hohenheim, but unfortunately does not manage to. And with that, that is going to be game. But a good effort to try to hold the line once again from Cowbell. But Triple Strike is really hungry for getting into the playoffs.
And this could not be a more exciting game, too. If Cowbell win it, they make it. They're playing in the LCUS playoffs. If Triple Strike win it, despite a difficult season, they're playing in the playoffs. Oh, so much on the line. I've got the jitters.
All right, and I do see it looks as though Running has managed to join us. You here with us, Running?
Yeah, I'm here, guys.
All right, we'll start with you then. What'd you think about that first game?
I think we finally got to see Anivia.
Yeah, that is what happened.
You can
And that's
see
That's some
why
context for you. Yeah.
and yeah, very good context. Not too sure about the Amumu pick. I think even his items have gotten nerfed lately. Not sure if that was the greatest. But other than that, pretty solid picks all around. Pretty standard team comps. Triple Strike just executed a little bit better, and I mean, apparently had the God bird in the mid lane.
Yeah, I'm looking to see Anivia definitely get banned in the second game. Though, to be fair, Anivia wasn't necessarily the biggest problem. Her CC was doing a lot of work, but it was just the intense, really impressive play coming out of Shakedown and Port Swimmer that helped close that out as well. All right, so that was game one. As we said, with that victory, Triple Strike is very much alive in the playoff hunt. So we'll take a quick break, and then we'll move into game number 2. Back in about 10 seconds. Don't go anywhere.